Welcome, everybody. Welcome. So good to have you all here. This is a so-called non-duality meeting, and its message is really simple. It's saying that every expression, it doesn't matter what it is. All expressions are this, as whatever's appearing. So there's no right or wrong expression. There's just the expression as it is. And the expression is so beautiful because it doesn't require any understanding. To look at a tree, you don't need to sit there and think about the word tree. You can just gaze freely and look around right where you are right now. Just sort of notice the room you're in, and everything is freely just there. You're not doing anything to make the walls. I'm not doing, there's no Michael here that's making these vocal cords vibrate and air pass through to make sound and then transform magically the sounds into words that can seemingly be understood. So there can be the appearance of understanding, no problem. Things can appear to be understood, but only as an appearance. You know, funny enough, as an appearance is good enough, because when you go to put the key into the front door, you don't need that knowledge to put the key the correct way in the door. You just, for that moment, as the key's being inserted, there seems to be but it's not your knowledge or my knowledge. There's just seemingly a knowing. And then it's forgotten. Now you're in the house. But no, it's 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 it has no parts. There literally is no separation. Like forget the word separation, because the word separation implies that there's no separation, that there could be a landing place, like a final answer. This doesn't answer anything. Or as I posted today on Facebook, there will be no sorting this out. And we could say, to tell a story, that the me is sorting. So the imaginary me is like, okay, a little more here, a little less there. The freedom is that it's everything. That can't be done. How can a person do that? Because you can't know everything. So you can't know that everything is it, but you can certainly resonate. That's all that really wants to be communicated, at least here, is if there's a resonance that all is this. And it doesn't mean the apparent separation goes away. You know the difference between, your foot and, a chair or something. So there's still, but you were never doing that. You're not doing the chair. You're not doing the analysis. You're not doing the thinking. You're not doing the complaining. It's like the me takes credit for all that stuff. And it's just suffering itself. But it certainly can't hear that it doesn't exist. It's impossible. It just can't. So that's why there's the welcoming of stories. And something that I've noticed here is, and Peter, you talked about it last Sunday with Nkosi, is just the sharing of your story, whatever you have to say. It doesn't matter what it is. Just the sharing without anyone critiquing it, criticizing it, trying to give you feedback, trying to tell you what to do. Just the raw sharing of what's going on for you. I notice that people tend to feel better. There tends to be a happiness, like a joy. Like it's even been verbalized. God, I feel so much better after sharing, and I didn't feel any judgment. So anything can be shared here. As Nkosi says, there's no judgment. The me is always living in time, in story. So it's continually attempting to get. It never arrives. The me is the energy of getting, of this isn't it. I need to get something else. It's that energy. But that even that energy isn't yours, isn't to do with you. Because there's just life. Everything is life. Life is doing everything. You'd say life is doing nothing because there's only life. But as soon as, thoughts come in, and then there's a him and a her and a me and a world and a this and a that, and I get lost in this thought world, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Here, though, that was just, it got too painful. It was just untenable to try and pretend like I knew what I was talking about. So the baby doesn't know what it's talking about. The innocence in the baby, that innocence is still here. It didn't go anywhere. The baby's still here. It's just there's like this layer, this cloud of concepts, kind of like Pigpen, like dirt, just like a cloud of dirt, just stories upon stories about all in time. So there's always death, just so in a way you could say, I mean, as a me, it's right to be freaked out because if you're the body, you're fucked. That was just something that was told. You're that body. But right now, just sitting here, just us nobodies, is that your experience that you're your body? Like right now, do you feel as if you're actually this body? Or is it just some vague feeling, maybe intense feeling of solidity, but it's still not the proof that you're this body. Like a feeling of heaviness is not the same as you being this body. It's a feeling of heaviness. Everything is just what it is. And that's why I like Zoe at the meeting Sunday with Nkosi so beautifully said to Alice, when Alice was sharing her story, and then Zoe was saying, well, it's the same as what I was mopping earlier. Do you remember, Alice? She talked about I was mopping because the point was that there's just what's happening. So there could be a drama here, there could be mopping, there could be making dinner, there could be laughing, there could be crying, there could be depression, sadness, confusion, all of it. So this is an open meeting. Everybody's invited to participate. If you have a comment or question, please feel free to unmute and jump in. So everything is it already, and everything is it without exception. And that's what, if you will, the me can't handle. it somehow, it's so convincing. It just feels like an exception. But even that's not you. You, oh, um, oh, Raja. Yeah, go ahead, unmute.
Hi, Michael.
Hi, welcome.
I wanted to come to your meeting the last time, and then I think it was a bit too late. I got up too late. I also live in South Africa, like in Nkosi.
Mhm.
In fact, he's not very far from me, like maybe half an hour away. But I haven't really met him. I spoke to him on the phone. Yeah, it was nice, but I mean, yeah, I spoke to him on Messenger. It was quite nice. Enjoyed talking to him.
Oh yeah.
Well, what I really wanted to know is like we always say it's all this, everything that is and whatever. But do you think that there is a before and an after? That there is a time when you were just Michael Jeffries, and then there was like a seeming change, and then you are basically like now all this whatever.
Yeah, it could seem like that in the story. Like if there's a me there, then that's the only way you can hear this is in story. So there must have been something that happened here, and it wants to know what that is so it could replicate it. But really, what the discovery is, when we could just say the energy of that me that um, loosens, then you realize, oh, oops, I never did anything. I never existed. It's always been life. There's only life. So you've never done anything.
But prior to this, there was a whole lot of doing. Was there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, oh, for sure. Intense, every non-duality book. I am that. I probably tried 20 to 25 times to read I am that, and I couldn't, I couldn't get through it.
Yeah, yeah. That's the thing. Like lots of people say that that this just. I mean, to me, like anyway, it just happened. I didn't really read books or anything. In fact, I didn't even know what was happening to me. And that was like 25 or 27 years ago. It was just like finding out on my own, like about this.
Well,
But
oh, sorry.
people always say that there has been like intense seeking before, you know?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
what I wanted to say, Raja, was that the me has all these grandiose ideas of what enlightenment looks like, whatever the mind conjures. But here's the weird thing. Here's the weird part. When the me actually, let's just say, can't be found, there's nobody there to get excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't
Yes.
it doesn't seem amazing. It just seems, oh, um, yeah.
Yeah. No, but what I'm saying is like people are always saying that there's no method that can get you this. But every person that has been experienced, that are okay, the sages, what else? The sages.
The sages,
Well,
the
they say to
holy,
you,
the
don't do
holy
no method.
sages. Yes, Ramana.
All are sages, all are seekers, right? But I mean, the so-called sages will always say there's no need of a method. But when you go and you look at their background, there's been lots of seeking. They've read books, they've tried every method.
Yeah,
I am this, I am not this,
yeah.
and come to this. So I just want to know now, why do they say that? There's no method.
Well, because that's not seen till after the me's gone. Like while that seeking energy is still there, it's fine, you know? I mean, that's one of the blessings of Nkosi is he just says me or no me doesn't matter, seeking or not seeking doesn't matter. And why does he say that? Because he says it's the same. It's this.
Yeah,
It's
it's
this
all
seeking.
this.
Yeah,
But up to
exactly. Yeah.
that point,
Yeah, it's all this.
yeah, it's all this. Fine, right. I mean, we are like this expansiveness. I don't know, like it's like spaciousness or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And
But you can't say. No,
yeah, I don't know.
we don't know. Yeah,
But,
what this is, can't say what this is.
yes, okay. So by even saying it's this,
Yeah, even that, right.
it's like reducing it to something. Yeah,
It's even too much. Because right, because the
yeah,
mind's going to
but
try and make a picture of, okay, all is this. So, you know, some unified field.
yeah. For me, for a while, I thought it was a thought. It was a thought dream, like emerging from some head,
Yeah.
and I was part of that dream. But yeah, so that was basically it, to find out whether there is a before and an after, and why people, I mean, why sages say there's no need to seek. When I mean, I feel like lots of them have sought a lot and got to this.
Yeah.
So
No,
maybe that's, yeah,
they're all, but yeah, but if you, they're all saying the same thing, really. They're all saying there's just this, just what's happening. There's just this.
yeah,
That's what the sages are all saying. Not go read my book and go meditate
yeah.
for 5 years. They're saying there's just what's happening.
Yeah, but I mean, reading your book is not like, I mean, if like I haven't read your book. I don't know if you have written a book.
Our book is not selling well. And Cozy in my book, Justice is not doing well. Yeah, no,
Yeah, the
people,
book,
this is
the
not a
market is
popular
flooded
message.
with non-duality books. No, it's hard. People are still buying Deepak Chopra and Eckhart Tolle. They go for the popular names. That's the thing. And they never realize, I suppose you have to die sometime before they realize that your book is good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it turns
Yeah.
out it doesn't matter, right? I mean, it seems like,
Yes.
I mean, if you think about the paths up the mountain, what does it matter? You know, if you take one path to the right and get to, or one path to the left, if somebody reads Eckhart, if someone reads Muji, what does it matter? Because it's all this.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And if you say it's all this, then there is no persona really that has written a particular book, because we are. It probably comes from what is. But I mean, when you read books, it carries a certain resonance. You spoke about resonance in the beginning. So, yeah, when I used to read books, I used to feel that, like there was like kind of a resonance to it. It kind of also like makes you feel something. That's about it. Thanks.
Well, this is not about any particular feeling.
Yeah.
Because all feelings are it. That's the thing. The me gets tricked up into going for the good ones.
Yes. But it's all nice. It's every book that I've read, I've felt something, you know.
Yeah.
The beauty of the persona
Yeah.
comes
Beautiful.
through.
Beautiful. And for someone else, maybe it's, jumping on a motorcycle, and going 90 miles an hour. And they say, wow. The thing about everything being it is that, see, the thing is to really, to be a good me is to be special. I mean, what's a me without specialness? And this just kills that. There's nothing special in everything because it's all it. So how could one thing be more special than another?
But Michael, there is a seeming hierarchy that exists amongst sages. Although we say there's no specialness, but if you look at, like, now they have the 100 most spiritual people in the world, right? Or influential.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I need to check it
And
to see
that,
if I'm on there. Go ahead. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's fine. It's just, make a list of your favorite baseball players. This loves lists. It loves to compare. It loves to argue. It loves all this. This is just all life doing everything. So it's uncontrollable. And the poor me is like standing in an intersection where the lights are like green in both directions and it's trying to direct traffic and it keeps getting run over and it can't understand what it's doing wrong.
then what about people that have gifts? Don't you think they are special?
Well, in the story, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, there are people with talents and gifts and, can do tricks and, play. I mean, someone to play the piano, like a world-class pianist, that's a talent. I can't do that. So this expresses, that's the beauty. Like when you realize it's everything from the little kid with the little play violin to the concert, violinist that's, world class. It's all this. And there's just no exception. And the me feels like an exception. And then at some point, the me can suddenly just,
Yeah, I suppose I am talking because no one else seems to be talking, right? So I suppose there is this, when the me starts to feel that it is special, there will be like a kind of separation. Do you think somewhat is?
well, me is separate. I mean, they're all together. The me, the specialness, the feeling separate. It's like all one energy. It's just that this is not enough. That's kind of the primary feeling. This couldn't be it. You know, so it's a world of hope. It's a world of future. It's a world of hoping to get somewhere. But this message is just saying, well, there's just what's happening. So if there's seeking arising, then that's just what's happening. But you're not doing you you don't know how to seek. Like that seeking energy, you have no way to do that. Because if you could make it, you could take it away. If you were doing the seeking, you could make it stop. So that's the freedom.
Mhm.
is it's free to seek. Like suddenly you realize, I mean, there could be seeking, but suddenly you're like, somehow you're okay with it. Like this, it's okay that it's seeking. It's no longer a problem.
Yes. It's like this person was keep telling me like seeking, seeker, seeker, seeker. He kept talking about seeker all the time. And then suddenly I was looking at him and I said, but where's the seeker? You know? Who is seeking? Who is seeking? You know,
Yeah.
it's only this. So what is seeking is the same thing, you know, that is
Yeah.
it was like and suddenly I just realized there was the seeker was the same thing that he was seeking, you know?
It,
And yeah, it's like you have like an insight into that.
well, it can feel like you're seeking, but as Nkosi instructs, well, can that one be found? And I love that because just to tell a story, he doesn't let you off the hook. You know, you're making a
Yes.
claim. I'm seeking, I'm suffering, I'm the victim, or I'm whatever your story is. And he says, well, let's look for that I. Can that one be found? The storyteller that claims to be the victim. And lo and behold, if you care to look, you may find that you can never find that one. That victim is not there. It may feel like it's there, it may seem like it's there. There may be thoughts telling stories, but there's just nothing there.
Yes. So basically everything is happening, but without a me in it.
Beautiful. That's perfectly said.
Already, even if you think there's a me there. Oh, I wanted to share like that whole topic of specialness. I'm going to turn on my video, but my internet may go bad, so let me know if you can hear me.
You're good.
Okay. So like the me is just the meaning giver of everything. And um God, you know, like you could say everything is special.
Oops.
Absolutely. Everything is brilliantly special and absolutely meaningless. Just things popping up. Today is Wednesday, right? Okay, so
Zoe.
driving to the post office.
Zoe.
Can you hear me? Absolutely
No,
brilliant.
no, you're freezing up.
I'm picking up.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're freezing up.
okay. Yeah, I thought my internet might do that. I'll share another time.
Oh, so love your sharings. Hi, Nkosi. Welcome.
Hi, Micah. Hello,
Hi.
everyone.
I am Kosi.
Oh, Raja, how far are you? Like, what's the town you're in?
Oh, Nkosi, I don't know if you remember, but we spoke. We spoke previously. I am in Vietnam and Nkosi is in Amlazi. So that's
Yeah,
like
Lazi.
half an hour. Yeah,
Yeah,
we were supposed to meet, but we never got to. Yeah, you remember me now?
yeah, I do remember.
Razia.
I do remember. Yeah, beautiful. Are
Maybe
they
we
supposed to
could
meet
meet
at
someday.
Suncoast? By Suncoast? Yeah.
Sorry? Yeah, we were
We
supposed
were-
to go to Suncoast together.
yeah, I do remember.
So, Michael, since no one is asking questions, I can ask another one. You know, what's this guy, man, that came up with the power of assumptions? Do you know his name?
No.
Oh, I can't think of it now. Yeah, but Neville Goddard, he talks about the power of assumptions. I wonder, do you think like if we say to people, you are this, you are this, you are this, that kind of like gets them to believe that they are that and become that? Like a repetition thing. I am good, I am this, so I become this.
You're talking about the power of positive thinking, aren't you?
Yes,
Yeah.
Alice, what do you think?
Well, I don't, no, I don't buy that because I've sure tried that. You look in the mirror and you tell yourself this, and you tell yourself it doesn't work to me. It's just an avoidance.
Well, an assumption to begin with is a story.
Yeah.
It's totally made up by definition. To assume, it's made up of thin air.
Yeah. It assumes you're a person and you can change and all this.
You're trying to convince yourself of something. Wishful thinking.
Like I was afraid of ghosts, right? I used to think I was really afraid of ghosts but this happened when I was young. Really, some days I would be frightened to sleep because of ghosts, right? And then this carried on right till I was like 50 something, the fear of ghosts. I'm not gonna lie, right, and say that but then I used to keep saying, hey, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid. Kind of helped. It did help me, like to get over that fear. But someone told me I should have said, I am fearless, I am fearless, I am fearless. It would have helped. I don't know.
I guess what I'd really like to hear is I'd like to hear what Nkosi might have to say. I think some of this discussion is probably some story, but I'd like to maybe experience a little more depth.
You're waiting on
Yeah, yeah. I would say every expression is beautiful. Every expression is okay, because every expression is already what is expressing, is already totality. It may appear as somebody who's trying to fix something, You know, it may appear as somebody who's trying to help. You know, it may appear as somebody who's asking a question, as somebody who's giving an answer. You know, it doesn't really matter. You know, there is so much space here that everything is allowed to be as it is without judgment, you know. So everything is okay, is okay. If it's what seems to arise there, then that's just what's happening. There is no doer of that, you know. There's nobody who's doing it. There's nobody who's already trying to be fearless or not. There's just what's happening there, you know. And what seems to be happening may seem to be different, you know, may seem to appear in a certain way there and the other. But you know, in actual facts, you know, there are no real others. There's no separation. There's just what's happening. So everything is seen as just this appearing. So there's no separation. There's no separation. And this, what is totality, doesn't mind the story. It doesn't mind the story, you know, because the story is already this. There is no real separate somebody who can do anything, and there is no real story. There's just what is appearing as everything. There may be labels that may seem to appear that Raza is trying to be fearless, or Alice, Michael is doing this and that. Those are just labels, but there's no real Reza, there's no real Michael, there's no real Nkosi. Those are just labels. There's just what is. This boundless energy, if I may say, appearing as everything. So everything is okay, because everything is this. No matter what shape or form it may appear to be, you know, it doesn't matter. Even when there's seeking happening, there's no seeker already, there's just seeking. There's just this totality appearing as seeking, you know. There's no one who can seek for something and find it. There's already no one here to find anything. There's just this appearing as everything. And this can never be known because it's not separate from itself. There is nothing outside of itself to know. There's just everything. And there's nobody to know everything because it's everything. Everything. So, so it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
And within the, and I think at the end of the day, it is the stories that make this life so amazing. It is the stories, because who are we without our stories? You know what I mean? Although it's all this, but there is that individual story which seemingly resonates, you know?
Yeah. Yeah,
That
that's as well
we
may seem to play out, you know, and it's
can
okay.
play out, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, whether it's a story of fear or guilt, or no guilt or no fear or forgiveness or surrender or whatever, it's still so beautiful because it's our story.
Yeah.
Me, the story that had children, the story that was married, and all that. I like that. I like the stories.
Trying to get it. And yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay, you know, getting it or
Yeah.
not, you know, it doesn't really matter because everything is already this.
Yeah.
And this right here is not trying to convince anybody that's there's just this, you know, they may seem to be talking happening. There may seem to be responses arising here, but that's not to say it's just a response to somebody's question, because there nobody is here. It's just this. This doesn't see the other. Well, at times it may appear to be it may appear to engage in the story, to discuss, oh, yesterday I went to town, you know, I came back and it was crowded. But it's okay. It's okay, you know.
Yeah.
It doesn't really say, oh, I'm just this. No, now I cannot talk to anybody because there's nobody here. No, it's not like that. You know, it may express itself in the story, or, you know, engage itself. Nothing is suppressed here. You know, every expression is okay. Every expression is beautiful.
That's really beautiful to hear, but I suppress things. Like when some of the dialogue that we have here is very, you know, it rings so true, and yet if I'm going somewhere where like I was today and somebody I sat next to was smoking, well, I didn't like that. And I have judgments of people, and I and think to myself, but everything's beautiful. I should love everything. And then I have this suppression thing going on. But sometimes it gets confusing for me in terms of me thinking I should be a certain way and I'm not a certain way. So I guess I am suppressing. And what you're saying is not to suppress, but to see whatever's appearing as appearing. And I'm still not getting any clarity as when I'm talking about it.
Yeah, what I mean is, even when somebody is smoking and you don't like it, that may be expressed. That's why I don't like the smoke, you know. That shouldn't be suppressed as well. Let it be known that I don't want smoke near me.
Hell
But,
yeah.
but smoking is beautiful. But smoking is beautiful.
I hate smoking. And I let it be known too.
And somebody will appear to love it somewhere. That's just what's happening.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I do suppress some, you know, I do suppress. I wouldn't be as bold as Zoe to say I don't like that stuff or whatever it would be that she'd say.
There's nothing wrong with suppressing it. I mean, if that is happening, it's happening. You will get to a stage where you will say, I'm going to set boundaries.
Well,
And then
I'm just saying I don't want any advice. So let's stop right now.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm just saying that we'll say, okay, at one stage I will say I'm acceptable of everything. And then at the next stage I'll say, no, I'm not going to take this. I'm going to set boundaries, you know. That's who we are. That's what happens. It's part of that. It's part of who we are being. There's nothing about, if all is acceptable, then why is boundaries not acceptable, you know? My saying to someone, I don't like music to be too loud, you know? That's fine.
It loops back to an earlier statement. There is no right or wrong. It is what it is.
Yes, but within this awareness or whatever, or thisness or whatever, we exist as individual awareness. And there are similarities and there are differences between us. So if someone tells me, hey, I don't like this, then I will improve on it. And that is, I'm sure Nkosi is going to say improvement is part of the dream, part of what is happening as well. You know, I would like to take your preferences into account.
Yeah, well, this right here, it doesn't mind, you know, it doesn't really mind. And if something comes up that it should express in a certain way, if something is not liked, then it might be expressed that way. There's no wrong or right, you know. If somebody's carrying a gun, is trying to shoot at his body, you know, this may try to avoid that somehow, but it's just what's happening. There's no do of it,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah, it's just what's happening.
Yeah, that makes a lot of clarity. I could have said to this person, I really prefer you not smoking or I'll need to move. It could have been real clear.
And also, Alice, there is a no smoking rule now around children. Right, and if you have a child sitting with you and this lady or man takes out a cigarette and starts to smoke, then it's obvious I will tell her, I mean, there's a child present. If you want to smoke, go outside. You know, it's fine like that with me. See, it's not that it's right or wrong. There are certain times when we need to say the things that need to be said.
Silence is beautiful when it follows an expression. You know, I'm used to like often there is a back and forth and yes, but this and yes, but that, and it feels beautiful when a statement can be made and it's just okay, you know.
There's no resistance.
It's nice.
Yeah, there's no resistance. Sometimes you encounter certain resistance to it when you say certain things. And it's how you say it, if you're diplomatic.
And if you say it's good, you feel good in that freedom, it seems like you'd also have to say, this is out. And that valid when you're stuck in it. Like,
Is she cutting out?
Yeah, we're having it's so funny tonight. I don't know what's that, Mars is in retrograde, but we're sure having a lot of electrical. So Don, you're kind of breaking up.
can you hear me now better or no?
Yeah, okay, now we can hear you.
And I'll turn off my video too, because that might help. What I was saying is that if you feel well when everything is in freedom, so there's great freedom and you're not saying this or that or making distinctions or right or wrong, and you feel, or so it is, it's just freedom. So probably feeling good. But from what I'm understanding, that's not the goal of this, of what I'm trying to learn here. Is if I'm in the middle of life or even in the freedom, which there is, but I say, this is, messed up. I hate this. I want out. I'm going. And that should be as valid or as preferable as the other side, because both sides are including exactly what's there without wanting to change it one iota. So I would think that you can come at it from any direction you want to. It makes no difference as long as you're just coming from that direction and allowing that to be all this. I mean, I was talking a little more. I've been practicing. I've had this thing. I'm depressed. I hate you. It's one of those, those things that go on in your head sometimes. And for the last couple of weeks, it's been going on. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I mean, it gets really, get really depressed when you keep hearing that long enough. And then I tried to get rid of it. And there's only one, or you're not really there. This is all illusion, playing those games with the non-duality. And then I was practicing, okay, I hate you. Oh, really? Okay. And I just say, okay, you hate me? Okay. Like okay, it's just happening. And through that, though, as I'm doing that more, there is more of a, this sounds funny, more of a freedom coming out. But the freedom is because I'm allowing what's there and not trying to do what I need to do to get free, if that makes sense. Although it's not supposed to, but hope I was clear. I mean, like, it's okay to be where you are is what I'm getting. I'm ranting here because it feels good, and at the same time, it just feels whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I can feel this way right now. Is it good? Whatever. More down. Who cares? Does that make sense? This is how I'm feeling right now, and this is everything. So the freedom, as somebody was talking about, is in the freedom is in allowing what's there, including the commentary on what's there and everything else. And it's great because I don't care what you guys think about what I'm saying, which is rare for me. I don't care. I look at Nkosi. Yeah, I know he don't care.
Don, you know what it reminds me of? So early on, Michael, you had mentioned you had a point in your life where something loosened up, right? The me loosened up. So you had, we'll call it freedom. And so, Don, it sounds like what you just described by you getting into a state of allowing things to be as they are, it freed you up. And I think it's great because whether you found it, in your case, you found a tool, in Michael's case, maybe it was just life experiences. And that's why I love the idea of, if tools help you, that's this too. So if meditation helps you, or you start allowing your mind to say whatever it wants to say, it's absolutely beautiful. So I think, Don, it was a great recognition on your part of what freed you up. Loosened it up, to use Michael's term earlier.
Yeah. Everything is this already. Doesn't matter what shape or form it may appear to be, If there's a car that's coming towards you, then the body may move aside. You won't stand there, and allow it to be knocked down by the car. So so everything is this already. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Well,
an action might be sorry.
I was just saying, welcome, Tom. I haven't seen him before, and he turned his video on now. So hi. Go ahead, Nkosi. I'm sorry.
I suppose, Nkosi, there is with this tremendous love which we feel, right? That's how I feel anyway, that there is this tremendous love here that is accepting of everything, There's no, I can't think of anyone that right now that I don't accept or don't love, It's like hard, because you just love everyone. It's the most beautiful thing. And no matter what they do, whether they are smoking or they're drinking or whatever, it's just seen as not things that are happening. And loving is happening as well.
Yeah, it's already unconditional love expressing
Yes.
as everything. You know, even the one who's trying to avoid somebody who's smoking, even the one who's smoking, even the one who's
Yeah.
angry, who's frustrated, even the one who's feeling love is just unconditional love expressing as everything. So
Yeah.
everything's beautiful.
Yeah, that's not
Everything's
much
beautiful.
at all. But I mean, obviously you will improve on the other the next time on. If someone tells you something and you realize, all right, it's not working, you will try to improve. Yes. Why not? Because that is part of what's happening too. This desire.
Yeah, the body may try to protect itself if something happens to it, you know. It doesn't mean that the body will stand there and watch, you know, and the body will avoid, you know. You know, it's just what's happening. There's no doer of that even.
Any last,
Bye. Thank you so much.
thank you,
Bye.
Raja. Any
Thank
last comments or questions before we close out this evening?
I think what Don was saying, just to go back to that, it's just like I don't think that life always expresses itself like in a continuously calm and clear fashion. I mean, there are sort of these anxieties, head pounding energies, and sometimes you really don't know what direction things are going in, and there's no indication of how things are really going to play out. And that's just something.
Beautiful. Yeah, this is complete unknowing. There's nobody here that knows anything. Thank you, everybody, to each and every one of you for coming. We so love and appreciate everyone. Nkosi, no words. Good night, everybody.
Right.
It's bye, everyone.